I believe that even though I don't read too much science fiction books, this could be a great way to wake my interest in this field. Super Toys last all summer long. It's a modern short story that deals with both loneliness and an advanced technology era. In the story, we can see the modern man has seen loneliness and other type of complications because of all the new technology the human has found. We can perceive that even though we are more connected, we are somehow more detached from humanity and teared apart from other people. Well, first of all, I think it's really important to talk about David because he's one of the main characters of the story. And, well, he is having problems communicating with his mother. And, well, neither of them seems to be able to get through the other, which leads, of course, to frustration. She's not cruel or abusive with him, but she just can love him the way a mother should. Or at least the way Monica thinks she should. On the other hand, well, David, his son, finds it impossible to talk to her, and, well, he tries to express his feelings by writing to her. He finds that almost impossible because he fears that she won't even be able to understand what he has written. So at the end of the story, and I hope anyone that hasn't read the story is hearing this because this is a huge spoiler. So stop it here if you are hearing this. David is also a super toy, just like Teddy. Yeah, I didn't saw that coming. And it will, even though Aldous does not spell this out in the story, well, David appears to be a substitute for a real flesh and blood child. Well, I think that's because of the overpopulated world theme, and they weren't able to have their own child. So Monica tried hard to, well, love him, even though he wasn't like real, or, well, at least not our real. And I think that once David goes back to the factory, well, the Winstons will leave him there. And once the desired child has arrived, a substitute becomes, well, a burden, especially if it isn't really, well, appreciated. Even if David remains, I don't think he won't, like, well, he won't be their son. And a super toy perhaps for their projected child, but not their real son. And, well, I think it's really, well, it's truly beautiful concept because, what could be better than belonging to something real, right? To have real emotions, to have a real family, to have real love. In the story, there is a lot of, they talk a lot of the concept of what is real. And the beginning of the story, we know that Teddy is a robot who acts as a companion to David. When they find that he can have, well, they can have real children, we start wondering what will happen to David. Will they, love their child more because it is real, or, you know, just take him to the factory and leave him there? So, well, we all know that David wishes to be real, and, well, he only wants, mommy to love him back, and he recognizes that his parents are, of course, real. So, just like David, we are raised and taught about love and what is real love, and I think that that's where we wonder if, the love between a human and a robot is real, or at least it's real in comparison to fake love between two humans. And this reminds me of this classmate who said that the mother was actually behaving like a robot, and the robot was thinking about all these emotions and feelings, and he was wondering if his mother loved him. So I think that's one of the main, like, points of the story. So it's it's necessary to point that. And, well, actually, some of my classmates say too that there is a comparison between this tale and the Bible. But I believe that beyond that, I think that it echoes the biblical story of Abraham, Sarah, Agar, Ishmael, and also Isaac. So both Abraham and Sarah are very old, long past the usual childbearing age, yet well, God has promised Abraham that he would be the father of a great people. So Sarah, despairing of having a child, tells Abraham to go with her servant, who is Agar, and get a child. So Abraham does, of course, and Sarah immediately repents of what she has done, as well, any girl. And she's cruel to Agar, and God has to intervene, both to tell Agar to stay and to tell Sarah that she should not mistreat Agar, and to have faith for the shall have a like child, And Agar stays and gives birth to Ishmael. Shortly afterwards, well, Sarah becomes pregnant and gives birth to Isaac, determined that, her son Isaac shall be Abraham's only heir. So at the end of the story, she tells Abraham to drive Agar and Ishmael out into the wilderness. And, well, as a story, again, a substitute child becomes an inconvenient and unwanted child.